Good afternoon. How are we all? Hope everybody's okay. So this video is going to be titled A War with the Weighing Scales. I feel like that's very fitting about what I'm going to talk about. So if you've listened to any of my other videos, I've spoke about my lasting relationship with my mental health, being in and out of drug addiction, all sorts of crazy things in my mind, coping mechanisms, just the daily struggle of being a mental health struggler. Is that the word? Sufferer, even. I'm one of those avenues of mental health that I have dealt with also is eating disorder and body dysmorphic behaviours. So I can remember having these behaviours from as far back as being a kid, as like with the OCD and stuff that I've had it previously. I can scale it back to being not a young child, but maybe teenager, where I just noticed, it's hard to put my finger on now, but like in hindsight, some of the behaviours that I had around my eating would probably be early signs of that now, like I said, on reflection. And it wasn't till later, after I had my son at 20, that I developed an unhealthy relationship to my body, to my body shape, to my weight, and just to eating in general. So I had what you would classify as I was a binge eater. So I've always quite valued like healthy, nutritious food, but just like any compulsion of whether it's drugs or OCD or whatever, like any other compulsion, I couldn't stop. I found it really difficult to not eat unhealthy foods, crisps, chocolate, anything that was unhealthy. You know, you never crave for a salad, do you? Not like that. So that began her life, for majority of my adult life up until a couple of years ago now. But my relationship with my weight, I was just obsessed about being fat. Every time that I ate something, I felt like you could see it on me straight away. I was like constantly checking on my belly, constantly looking in the mirror, constantly like feeling my arms, constantly feeling my legs, and then now again looking back, I know that it was all a coping mechanism, all of way that I used to try and be in control of my internal self, which fell out of control. I had a lot of emotions, a lot of sadness, a lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, and the eating and the habit of the eating was a suppression of that to keep that at bay. So it wasn't until my journey into self-growth and well-being and self-acceptance that I realised that a lot of my issues with my weight and controlling the food was all a product of low self-worth, low self-esteem, low confidence, not feeling good enough. That was kind of what was underneath all them behaviours of the shame and the guilt and stuff. So as I worked on these behaviours, my acceptance and love of myself and my body, it has been a very, very long-winded journey. I have partaken in behaviours. I've done a lot of excessive exercise. I had a stint of veganism, which I must admit I was the shittest vegan ever. Ask any of my friends. There's a few stories there, but I'll leave that for another time. But yeah, I have partaked in veganism, and although, you know, I was into exercise, I was into done marathon running. I was into kind of like just extreme sports or something that I could like a mental challenge, mental and physical challenge. But there was an underlying route of weight maintenance. I can remember finishing my marathon, and the first thing that I thought was, oh God, how am I going to stay slim? Now, even though looking back, I wasn't even slim, I was probably the heaviest that I've been, but that was kind of like the mentality behind it. I was just trying to hate myself into submission. I was trying to hate myself better. Like, oh my God, I was obsessed with like weighing myself. The number on the scales really, really did signify the worth of myself. If I wasn't under a certain weight of what was deemed kind of like acceptable, society's unrealistic expectations and stuff, I would always feel like I wasn't good enough, like I'd never be loved, never be seen. Yeah, so all that shit anyway, and then fast forward for the last couple of years, I am now pleased to say that I have a healthy relationship with my body. I no longer believe myself to be fat. I actually let myself gain weight, and in doing that, it helped me to understand that I could accept myself and love myself, and it didn't matter what size I was, and it didn't matter what shape I was. So now I am very much into health, exercise, diet, but this time it comes from a place of self-love. It comes from a place of respecting my body and wanting to fuel it, and knowing that I'm better when I'm exercising, my mental health's better. So now, actually, within doing that, because I'm coming from a healthy place, a loving place, an accepting place, because I'm not focusing on how much I weigh, I have actually lost weight. But because I learned, it's not even a thing now. Obviously, it's like, yeah, it's nice to feel toned, nice to feel better in my clothes. I feel like people say, oh, we shouldn't be fat shaming people. It's all right, like being overweight and obese, and you know, each of them, whatever you feel comfortable. But I feel like carrying them few extra pounds, it isn't about the weight and how you look. It is an indication of health and what's going on in the internal world. And yeah, I'm just really into. I'm exercising now. I'm still doing like the extreme challenges. Got Spartan coming up. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying pushing myself. I'm just enjoying seeing what my body can do. I'm enjoying like really fueling myself, and how I can have more energy, how I can have more vitality, how can my skin's better, I sleep better, my mood's more improved, and that's it. If you eat shit food, you feel shit, and if you look after yourself, you feel better. It's really that simple when it comes to nutrition. So anyway, I've just gone all around houses, but I just wanted a little situation that happened last night. So I was ordering an outfit to go on my holiday. Yay! So 2 weeks to go on my holiday to Peru, which I'm extremely excited about, may I add. But I was ordering an outfit, and I was like, oh God, do I get a size 12? Do I get a size 14? I thought, you know what, I'm gonna be optimistic, and I'm gonna order the size 12. And then after I did that, I committed, I bought it, and then after that, my first I'm going to get emotional now. My first thing was like, oh shit, I need to go weigh myself. Am I going to fit into this thing? And there again, it's just so easy to slip back into that, needing validation, needing approval, needing the weight on the scales to tell me that I'm good enough. And I just like, no, do you know what? No, I'm not going to weigh myself. I feel good. I am happy in my body. I know I've toned up. I've been exercising. I've been looking after myself. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to weigh myself and let the weighing scales dictate like any more than they have already as to how I feel. I know I feel good. I know I've been looking after myself and loving myself more and stuff like that. So no, so it was just a really, really defining moment for myself in my... God, it's made me feel right emotional, that I just kind of like saying it out loud, and like after hating myself, trying to hate myself into submission for so long, and I can finally say like, yay, I've beaten the wall with the weighing scales, and it couldn't feel any better. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you all, and hopefully inspire any of you who are on that journey with your weight. I know a lot of people, especially women, not inclusive. I know men do struggle as well, but a lot of women really do have that up and down relationship with the weight and how they look and how they feel. So please just work on that, what it is that you're trying to gain from that on the inside, and hopefully find out that that's where the work is. All right then, thanks for listening.